Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Everyone, my name is Muhammad Afif Salim, meeting number 2023-871-876.
And my name is Muhammad Fadli Imam bin Samsul Bahari. My matrix number is 2023-856028. And for today's video presentation, we're going to talk about organization of information and information storage and retrieval strategies for our course, which is IMC 151. This video is prepared for our lecturer, Miss Noadilah binti Mansur. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Before we begin, let's have a brief look at what we are going to dive into. There are 6 parts in this video presentation. The first one is introduction. The second one is organization of information. The third one is information storage and retrieval. The fourth one is access to information. The fifth one is our conclusion. And last but not least, the sixth one is our references. Let's begin with the introduction. Information explosion can lead to information loss. As we all know, as time goes on, information will never stop being created, and the rising numbers of publication is one of the causes of information explosion. How does information explosion lead to information loss? This is because we have to maintain the information that we currently have, and at the same time we are receiving new information. Therefore, it will be a burden. We cannot keep the information that are new to us, and we cannot preserve the information that we currently have. This will be a great damage. Organization of information is arranging information accordingly. Even though information comes in different forms, printed and non-printed, it will be categorized within its genre form. This will help us find it. Furthermore, when we organize information, we will preserve its information storage and retrieval, keeping information to find for future use. If we have a wide variety of information materials such as books, journals, articles, and etc., but we cannot find it and look for it back, then it will be rendered unuseful. It will be useless. So, when information storage and retrieval is used accordingly, we can find it for better purpose in the not so distant future or the distant future. Access to information is the availability of information. This focuses on the external user. There aren't any restrictions or challenges for them to find information that they need. That is what is meant by access to information is the availability of information. When users are available to have the information that they want at hand and when they need it, therefore access to information and information is at the highest order.
Well, thank you Fad for your points. So let's move on to our second part, which is organization of information. So the first point here, which is outstanding qualities. For example, the way of organizing is on par with international institutes such as Oxford, Cambridge and Stanford, which led us to our second point, which is systematically organized. The information and materials that are available in Perpustakaan Sultan Badisyah is always organized neatly and systematically so that the users has the best experience to retrieve their desired materials. Which leads us to our third point, which is reference on the first floor. Well, when entering Perpustakaan Sultan Badisyah, you will realize that the first floor holds most of the reference sources and other bibliographic records. It has arranged in such a way so that the users don't have to climb upstairs to get their desired reference. Which led up to our fourth point, which is other materials on second floor. Going up to the second floor, it contains most of the rest of materials that are available in Perpustakaan Sultan Badisyah. The fifth point, which is in UiTM, especially in library, there are only designated subject, which is information management, administration and business and other more. So that's the only subject. So for our second last point, which is arranged by subject, these subjects are arranged according to their genre by using the alphabetical as guide to ease up the process of retrieval by students. The location of materials is also easily distinguished by the alphabet that is taped on every rack. The final point, which is small rack to drop off book. After the user finish reading or using the materials, there are small racks provided by the library as a drop-off zone, so that the staff can easily put them back in the designated place without any confusion happen.
Moving on to my part 3.0, information storage and retrieval. Information storage, better way for information retrieval. Information storage have components 2I, 3R: input, index, routing, retrieve, and read. Now, when you have a good storage, you can easily retrieve your information because you know where it is at. And not to mention, good storage provides good longevity, lifespan. Information retrieval methods to find past information. Information retrieval is the process of searching for past information to be used. Now, if you look at information retrieval, it relates with representation, organization, access to information, and storage. Therefore, when we have information retrieval methods, we will find the information that we need for our research or just for our needs. Online Public Access Catalog, OPAC. It's used using basic search and advanced search. If you were to key in the author's name, title, ISBN number, or keyword, then it will be shown a preview of the materials that relate with what we have keyed in. OPAC is available at Perpustakaan Sultan Malaysia on the computers that they have set up for users to use. You have to key it in and find where it is located at. However, there is a flaw on using OPAC in Perpustakaan Sultan Malaysia because some books are not where it is supposed to belong. Therefore, OPAC is useless to be used. And this problem is not information storage and retrieval creates a system. This system is used to store items that needs to be processed, searched, retrieved, and disseminated. Now, when we look at this system, it is used to search for documents. Now, when we look at the documents, remember that it is used generally. So, any system that's used to find something can be concluded.
Let's dig into our first part, which is access to information. So the first point, which is register by key in student/staff ID. So when entering Perpustakaan Sultan Baldisha, you will be greeted with a self-registry counter that are obligated for everyone that enter the library to key in their student/staff ID. Second point, which is use WordPad to easily locate materials. You can easily find your wanted materials by using WordPad that are available in the conveniently placed computer around the library. This is very crucial part of retrieving your materials since it's pretty complicated to find your way around the library. This is based on our personal experience as well. For our third point, which is organizing storage and access, play a big role. After our time visiting the library, we can conclude that the relation between organizing storage and access also plays a big role in library, especially Perpustakaan Sultan Baldisha. They are using systems such as LCC and DDC to arrange the book so that it is easily retrieved. Other than that, online database also ease up user experience to access materials. So, finally, our last point, which is maintaining materials for long-term use. Materials for long-term use also require proper organization and storage. All of the information is ensure that users, especially students, can maximize their uses of materials in Perpustakaan Sultan Baldi Shah.
Now we have reached the last part of our video presentation, which is conclusion. I will wrap up our experience at Perpustakaan Sultan Baldi Shah. Perpustakaan Sultan Baldi Shah has a lot of great attributes. The materials are arranged on each floor according to their collections, and they have a wide variety of materials, printed and non-printed, in their collection. Not to mention that there's even a place for the disabled, the ones who cannot go up and down the stairs. This shows that they really care about their job, which is to provide information. Perpustakaan Sultan Baldi Shah has a well-structured management. We say this because we can look at Perpustakaan Baldi Shah that they have computers ready to be used by users. This means that users can find information by themselves and not interact with any librarians. This doesn't mean that they don't want to serve their users, but this means that it will lessen the burden of the librarians and not keep them occupied with so many things to the point that they cannot run the Perpustakaan of Sultan Baldi Shah. One more thing is user-friendly. Librarians are always ready to help users who are struggling to find the materials that they want. For instance, if someone is a first-time user of OPAD, therefore they can consult with a librarian on how to use OPAD. And maybe they have a few questions about how the library works for their research. They can always go to the front counter and ask a librarian, and they'll be sure to help them without any hesitation. Another thing is flaws exist but aren't overcome. I say this because they don't overcome the problem of materials being misplaced immediately. Yes, they overcome it once every 3 days. But the problem is, what if someone is really desperate for that material? Therefore, that someone will be in a lot of trouble. Not to mention that Perpustakaan Sultan Baldi Shah doesn't run 24 hours, 7 days a week. Then, this will create a problem for the ones who maybe need to do research overtime outside of their working hours. Maybe they can improve this immediately or in upcoming years, days, months, and so on. We can conclude that Perpustakaan Baldi Shah is running at the highest order and a top-notch information agency.
These are the
Special thanks to
references
Mr.
that we
Alina
use.
binti Mansor for her guidance throughout doing this assignment.